Hi everyone, so this video is going to be a perfume review or a fragrance review. WinterRose's knows. The perfume today is Kayali's Lovefest Burning Cherry 48. This is a newer fragrance from Kayali and I purchased it from the website directly because when I bought it, it wasn't yet available in Sydney in Australia. But now it is, so I think it's a lot easier to get a hold of. So as far as the perfume goes, I will talk about the bottle, I guess. So this is a newer scent from them. It comes in a see-through red bottle with the cap. This is the 100ml, but it also comes in a 50ml, a 10ml that looks like this, and also a more traditional rollable style 10ml travel size. I do like the options for different size bottles, and I like that it comes in a 10ml that looks like this. It's especially good if you want to collect some of the smaller bottles in the range. I do like that it comes with many different options, so that's a plus. The bottle's easy to use as well, and I think it looks pretty classic. It's, you know, nice and neat. It looks like it smells, which I also appreciate, and it's nice to have out on display. As far as the notes go for this one, so the notes are top notes of burning cherry, raspberry, bergamot, middle notes of praline, heliotrope, damask rose, jasmine, and the base notes are Palo Santo, tonka bean, guaiac wood, ambrodolite, Peru balsam, Haitian vetiver, and patchouli. So when you're thinking about those notes, I guess you expect to have a fruity, almost red opening. The heart notes or the middle would be slightly floral, maybe a little bit earthy, I guess, a little woody, and potentially a bit sweet with the praline in there. With the base notes, you've got a lot of amber, you've got a lot of wood, you've got a lot of earthy scents to it, and that's generally what you would expect to come through, maybe a little bit of creaminess from the vanilla. My experience with Burning Cherry has been that on first smell, or when I first spray it, I get this really strong Play-Doh salty smell. It doesn't last for a long time, at least it doesn't last in the way that it smells like Play-Doh for a very long time, but it's just interesting. It has this really distinct Play-Doh memory recall kind of thing for me, and it's quite salty. I still do smell it after wearing it for a while, but it's more of a subtle kind of smokiness to it. The cherry in here, I think a lot of people say that it smells like Lost Cherry, so Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I don't think it's a dupe, but I certainly get a similar feeling from this fragrance. To me, there is less cherry in this, and it's a little more smoky, a little more spicy, I guess. And the cherry doesn't last as long on my skin. On fabric, it does last longer, and the cherry comes out a little bit more. And the same as on paper, the cherry seems to stay around a lot longer. I do get a lot of smokiness from this, so a lot of earthy, woody, incense kind of smokiness. It's a very like woody, mossy, amber kind of spicy scent underneath, but there is still cherry in there. The cherry in here also reminds me a little bit of Prada Candy Gloss, the one that comes in the pink bottle. It's that juicy cherry scent. However, it is a little darker than those scents. So the cherry in here, it's not a really sickly sweet candy pink cherry. It's a deep, juicy, dark red, almost black cherry kind of a fragrance. I think cherry pie filling with some spiciness in there. Just a really deep cherry smell. It's more like cold weather cherry, but it is pretty. I do like it. I think for me, this is more similar to Kayali's Invite Only perfume than it is to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. If I had to compare the overall feeling, But I think if you like any of those scents, you should definitely give this one a go because it is still quite nice. So as far as the longevity and the sillage projection, longevity, I would like this to last longer, but even Lost Cherry doesn't last a long time on my skin. On fabric clothing, it does last longer, but for here, without respraying it, you may get, say, 3 or 4 hours. At least that's my experience anyway. Similar to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry on me, which is still okay, it's still decent. Sillage, it's not going to project or leave a trail that's super strong. People around you will smell it and notice it, but not as much as other fragrances. So I would say it's fairly moderate. It would also be pretty office safe. So if you are working in an environment that's close to other people, it's not too overwhelming. I think this one would be fine to wear in that kind of a scenario, but it's not going to be something that is super strong if that's what you're after. I guess the more you spray, the stronger generally the perfumes will be, but as far as lasting, you may need to reapply if you want to get a full day out of it. So would I recommend the scent? I would. I like it. I'm glad I have it in my collection. I happily wear it. I've layered this with Invite Only and I think they work really well together, so I enjoy that. I think if you're somebody who's been interested in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry and you still want something that feels similar but you're not willing to pay for Tom Ford, this may be a good alternative option. It's definitely not an exact dupe, but you know, things like Zara Cherry Smoothie, also similar feeling, but definitely cheaper than this. So if you like any of those types of cherry scents, I would still give this one a go. It is a little different, it's a little bit smoky, definitely has that burning incensey kind of feel to it. It's a little bit more spicy. I think for colder weather, this would be perfect, really nice and cozy and warm feeling. And yeah, that's my overall thoughts. I do like it and I'm happy to have it in my collection. So if you've tried Kayali's Lovefest Burning Cherry, please let me know what you thought. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below and I can answer them for you. But that's it for now. I hope you're having a fantastic morning, evening or afternoon, whatever it may be, wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.